Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. You had a spit string when you said that. It was like...
I'm sorry, it's cold outside. Okay.
Anyways, so today we're reading chapter 10 of Bill Badger, and it is called 73 Shaftesbury Avenue.
Whatever the fuck that... Oh no, Shaftesbury Avenue.
Shaft. Gross.
Shaftesbury!
Shaftberries. Oh, slavery.
Bill's gonna be burying his shaft.
In that pool.
Okay, chapter 10, 73 Shaftesbury Avenue. Sorry, my throat's like really dry.
Take a sip of your drink and then get ready.
It's coffee.
Oh.
Bill made it back to the depot in a double quick time. Okay. As the evening traffic was thinning rapidly. For the first time in a while, he felt comfortable with himself. Dr. Stood had stood up to the plate and told him he had a problem. But as far as he was concerned, it wasn't a big one. At least he wasn't going to turn out to be a chainsaw massacre freak. He parked the van up and went into the offices. Okay.
Chainsaw massacre freak.
Okay. I actually watched that the other day and I have no fucking clue what was happening. Hey, stranger, said Seamus. Where have you been? Wait, don't tell me. I just don't want to know. Seamus laughed, knowing full well the true nature of some of Bill's clients. So Seamus fucking knows. Seamus handed Bill his next day's deliveries as Bill sidled over to Beatrice. Yo! He said, how's it going, Beatrice? Beatrice looked up at Bill and smiled. Why, just fine, delivery boy. Are you joining us for curry night, or has your dad's new girlfriend got dinner plans for the both of you? He's gonna fuck his dad's girlfriend. What do you think?
My god, I feel like he will, but also I love how Bill doesn't know how to talk to women. He's like, yo, Beatrice, bitch.
Yo, Beatrice.
Like, you want to suck my dick, Beatrice?
You mean Miss Carmen Maria da Silva? Have you
Not
met
Carmen Maria da Silva.
Have you met her? Has she visited the depot with father? Bill asked incredulously. Tell me, Beatrice, that you are joking. Nope, Bill, I'd say you've got trouble, but hey, I'm just a finely tuned female. What the fuck? Why the fuck would she say that?
Finely tuned like a radio?
I don't know what that means. So what do I know? Beatrice laughed and got up to put on her coat. Bill helped her, knowing deep down in his heart that Beatrice was totally unaware of any gold diggers she encountered. Is he talking about Carmen?
What is happening right now? So Carmen's the dad's new girlfriend,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And then we also know
Carmen Maria da Silva.
Lopez.
Miss.
Isn't her last name Lopez?
I think her first name might be Lopez or something.
Lopez, Carmen.
I don't know. I don't know. There's a bunch. She has like so many first names.
No, literally.
Okay, Beatrice, tell me what you saw. Please, leave nothing, no matter how small. I need to know what I'm letting myself in for. Beatrice smiled and replied, buy me curry tonight and I'll fill you in on everything. Deal, said Bill, smiling at last. It wasn't often Beatrice gave him a whole evening of her attention. I'd kind of like to see him with Beatrice. But I feel like it's not going to happen.
I don't think it will either. I feel like it's just going to be like, oh, we're friends, she'll say.
He's in everyone's pants except Beatrice's, and it pisses him off.
I know, I love it. He's like, I'm going to get with her and call her bro and all that shit.
Denise Blooms hummed in anticipation as she undressed for the second time that day. She threw the white staid brassiere she'd worn for her husband at the lunchtime art gallery opening into the Egyptian wicker clothes basket.
Why is he's like, I need to know it's an Egyptian wicker basket.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't know either.
Her decent-sized breast of 39 years slid back down to their natural position.
I thought I was going to say slid down.
It's giving me, like, that old, like, have you seen that comic book strip of, like, that old lady trying on a bikini top?
No.
And then, like, her boobs sag so far that they're in the bottoms. And so she's like, I don't need the top.
Oh, my God. I literally, thought I was going to say they sag down to her kneecaps.
Oh, yeah, probably. Of 39 years.
39 years.
Relieved to be at last free of their recent incarceration.
What?
I know. Yeah,
like her titties were in prison.
Yeah, she's talking about, I think it's talking about like her brassiere being in prison and her tits are in prison when she wears a brassiere.
I always say brassiere now. That's our new thing, I guess.
I don't like brassiere. I just say
There's
a bra.
A lot of hot guys out today. So we're like in a car and we're watching people walking by on our campus. Some hot dudes.
I only have one man in my mind.
Honestly, slay. I have several because I'm not dating anyone.
But that one teacher?
Wait, which one? Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah, don't say their name on the podcast.
I'm not going to say their name. There's a few of them, but I'm not going to say that one.
I have one that I think is hot, too.
Yeah. Okay, her nipples started to expand as she rubbed a little touch of perfume onto them. Who the fuck sprays perfume and then it's just like around their nipple, around their areola, they're just rubbing it in there. What the fuck?
No one does that.
Who the fuck? If someone does do that,
like, first
why?
of all, they're not going to sniff your nipple tips. They're not going to sniff your nipple tips.
No, imagine, okay. Hear me out. Imagine you do that, right?
Uh-huh.
And imagine like you get like your little nipple sucked, right? So like,
Tastes
and then they're like, this tastes like tangerine. Like
this tastes like rubbing alcohol, and then
Like-
he just dies of. He's like, I'm allergic to perfume.
like literally dies. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Denise liked her breast.
Who the fuck is Denise? Have we already met her?
I don't actually know.
I honestly think
She's 39 apparently. And her boobs sag like a motherfucker.
I think my
so-
brain has protected me from a lot of this
Okay.
book.
Denise liked her breasts. In fact, she adored them. She spent quite a few $1,000s on slightly altering their shape, but nothing too much. Nothing that required deep surgery like some older women had done.
Like, okay, age shaming.
She's only fucking 39. She acts like
She's
she's 60 years old.
She's like, mm-hmm.
She's like, my new tits.
my new tits. Not like the other women. She's not like other girls.
She's not like other girls.
You're like, I only got a little bit of boob surgery, bitch.
Okay.
Oh, God.
She thought as she stepped out of her lamb's wool skirt and tossed it in the same direction as the hapless brazier.
What lamb got murdered for that?
She pulled off the intrusive, scratchy black lace
Trousers, right?
trousers.
Yeah.
Her husband so liked to see her in, and stretched her upper legs and vagina. I'm imagining like like putting her leg up on something, and then her lips are just because she's stretching it.
I'm just imagining when you go to the zoo and you feed the animals and some of them have that weird like vagina mouth and you're feeding them bread. That's what it looks like an ostrich mouth. Her vagina probably does. Or a camel mouth.
Yeah. She'd finally had it shaved after many years of resistance. Her pubic hair was so fair she reckoned it didn't make that much odds to any man who got that far away. That far anyway, sorry. I was like, far away? I was like, what the fuck? Anyway. Okay. But with the onset of the first gray hair on her pubes, there's no cut. So is she talking about a gray hair in her pubes? That has to be real, right?
It has to be. I mean, yeah, people get gray hair on the poobies.
But with the onset of the first gray hair, Denise Blooms had decided to be a tad more adventurous, or perhaps resentful.
Resentful by shaving her vagina. Wow.
Because she hadn't in years. Apparently it was a fucking jungle.
She's like, I'm resentful. Time to get the hedge cleavers or whatever the fuck.
Time to get the trimmers.
Time to get the lawnmower. The weed whacker.
No, okay. You know what I'm imagining, okay? So, like, I know, like, with a shaver, I don't think it's that, like, painful or, like, hard to do. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. But, like, have you ever used one of those, like, little eyebrow things to, like, try and trim your eyebrows? Those things fucking hurt. like, they're little small, and they have little blades on the end of them. It's like a little, like, you know, like, those things that men have that they shave their face like that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's for your eyebrows. It's supposed to help shape your eyebrows, and I've tried those because I have my eyebrows. I shaved one off one time, and it never grew back the same.
No.
But,
Oh, no.
But like, so I tried to, like, my mom bought some for me, because I've always, like, I just pluck them. I'd rather fucking pluck them, or I have a little thing now, it's like a little electric thing that goes around it, and I can try to shape it a little bit, but those fucking things hurt. They hurt way worse than plucking it, so what's the fucking point?
Yeah, just, like, pluck it. Pluck your eyebrows like a chicken.
Okay. Now naked, she padded to her closet and chose her next set of clothing. She didn't need much, a bit of sheer satin loosely covering her tits. Well, partially anyway, and a skimpy see-through thong for her vagina. What's the point of wearing the thong? It's just fucking see-through.
I just feel like this book, like, every female character is just the same actress in different outfits. Like, none of them stick out to me. Like,
I don't even know who this fucking bitch is, but I don't know. I don't think she was in here before unless she was.
I'm just remembering one of my 3rd grade teachers' names was Miss Dennis. Well, that's Dennis, not Denise. So we're safe.
Her housekeeping clothes as she thought of them. So she's walking around in a Walmart grade thong that you can see perfectly on her. Anyway. And that's what I'm imagining, like a plastic bag, kind of see-through thong.
It's just like, ooh. She just walks to class in a 39
You just hear the fucking bag. Like
I wish we had a Walmart. Oh, we do.
Yeah, like, there's a Walmart bag back there.
Hold on, read the line again.
I imagine her walking. Okay, hold on. And it's just, you can do it. It sounds like that.
She's like, well, I gotta go. And then she starts getting chased. It's like...
That sounds like friction burn.
That's what fucking burned her pubes off.
Okay. Indeed, they were perfect for taking late afternoon deliveries from unsuspecting delivery drivers. I know where this is going.
Oh, God, they're getting bad.
Denise had no intention of initially fucking them. She just loved the flirting and observing their responses as she took the mini parcels from them. So, obviously, she's not a whore, right? Because she doesn't want to fuck them immediately. Like, she's a good person.
But she will afterwards.
But she's just like a whore. And she's trying to, like, entice them. And then she's like, but I'm not a whore because even though I look like a slut and I'm naked in front of these delivery people giving me packages and I have new tits, I don't want to fuck them at first.
She's like, hold on, let me remove the bag out of the way. There you go. You have full access, my boy.
Not my boy.
My boy, my boy.
I actually think about fucking, like, little kid delivering newspaper. That's fucking weird.
I was thinking Mr. Krabs. She's Mr. Krabs, his
Okay,
mom.
what was even more fun for Denise was that she'd often drop the package and have to bend down to pick it up.
Oh, God.
Showing
like,
a sideways views of her naked ass and tits in that awkward process to the driver.
Oops.
Now and again, she'd get lucky and the driver would brush their hand across her extended nipples.
Oh, my God, not the extended nipples.
In an attempt to pick up the parcel for her. I'm thinking of that one chapter where it was like her nipples are so long.
I remember thinking it was just like she would feel the bathwater with her nipples. And she would like extend them and it goes like whoop, whoop.
How fucking long are these nipples?
Like, how would that turn someone on? You just like take off their top and it's like a whole fucking beef jerky.
No, like a little Slim Jim kind of.
Oh, God, I had a crush on that guy. He's homophobic though. If y'all only knew this fucking tea.
Okay, let's see. If that happened, Denise would up the ante and ask him or sometimes her. Oh, so she's inclusive.
Oh,
and for a cup of tea. Denise was a cougar and she'd take...
She's 39!
She's 39! Wait, I need you to look up, or maybe I can look it up.
Yeah, you look it up.
But like, what is the age of a cougar? I feel like it has to be older, right?
It's probably like 45 minimum.
Denise was a cougar, and
50?
she'd take her exacting sex where she could get it, be it man or woman. So we have a bi queen.
Whoop whoop.
That's married to a rich man and has new tits. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's funny.
New tits.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up cougar. And
Maddie's
see
looking up the cougar. What the definition is.
a cougar.
Oh my God, there's that teacher I have a crush on. All the hot people are out today.
Where?
He's coming. I should be saying that while we're reading porn.
I was like, where?
He's right there. Don't say. I almost said his name by accident.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
He's with my friend too.
absolutely.
I wish he was my stats teacher.
Him?
Yeah.
He, when I first saw him, me and my friends were like, "That's a tall tree," and then my friend was like, "You know what?
Like
I'm
he
gonna."
could fucking step on me.
No, they were talking about how they'd climb that tree.
Climb that tree.
Hold on, cougar.
Suddenly, if he's a tree, I'm the magic tree house.
Yeah, it says 30s, 40s, and 50s. I would have thought it's like fucking 60 because it's like old fucking.
What the fuck? Well, I guess we learn something new every
30s.
day. 30s is crazy.
Well, I mean, she's almost 40. She's
Yeah,
39.
Just like, oh God.
Okay. Denise looked up at the clock in the hallway. Her latest delivery would soon be here, provided he was on time, and no other client had demanded his services before her.
Me as fuck when I order from Amazon and I'm waiting for my package.
I imagine you, like, dressed up like this bitch, but, like, going to get a package, okay? The fucking Amazon driver, the FedEx driver's like, fuck.
I just, like, My legs go through the bag handles. And so it's like inside out. I think. It's funny because I ordered this book off Amazon. So while I was waiting for this book, I was like... and then
someone has sexual...
I fluffed my hair while I'm like waiting for them to drop off the package. I'm like, ooh, my pits are sweating.
The fucking Amazon driver, whatever, they're fucking... They're like,
he goes home and shoots himself.
Okay. To be honest, even if they had, it was all the more fun smelling and tasting the sexual adventure her delivery driver had recently partaken in. She likes sloppy seconds.
I get so grossed out
experiencing.
whenever in these books someone tastes like a different sexual encounter. I'm like, this is nasty. Like what?
Not sloppy seconds. Fucking ugh.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy Bills.
Denise licked her lips and put on her 6-inch stiletto heels.
I'm just imagining her like walking to the door as like trying to sexily walk to the door as
and
the guy
fucking breaks her.
busts her ass. She's like wearing her little paper underwear or whatever the fuck, and then she's just like and then falls.
It says the height was important as this driver was a big one.
Good God.
She brushed the sheer satin off her breast and tweaked her nipples, simply requiring them to hold back the material to make her even more delicious looking. I'm thinking when it says tweaking, I'm thinking of them turning a knot.
That's what I'm thinking
on a fucking like
radio.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of.
She's like, let me
left nipple down, right nipple up.
Oh. She took her thong and pulled it down half an inch so it looked as if it was about to automatically fall down her ass when anyone touched it. Denise smiled. She did so like to act as a loose lady, and when the sex happened well, she could give as good as she got.
Loose lady? That does not sound appealing.
That does not... that does not sound good.
Like, when she goes downstairs, I've probably made this joke a million times before. When she goes downstairs, her pussy sounds like... just clapping together.
Sounds like the ducks are coming down the stairs.
It's like a woo standing ovation. Round of applause.
The doorbell rang and Denise tottered her way down the stairs. She checked herself in the mirror at the front door. Yes, her tits looked resplendent and her upper vagina was nicely on show behind the loose thong. She opened the door wide and gasped. It was her husband, Harry.
He's like, you fucking filthy whore.
Chief art critic for the Washington Times. Oh, he's a little bitch. That explains it.
Harry Potter.
London office. Denise casually pulled up the flimsy silk over her naked breast as Harry said, "Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to wake you up from your nap. It's just that I forgot my house keys. Ah, here they are." He's...
Oh, yeah, I just woke up from my nap in 6-inch heels.
Harry picked up a small set of keys from the table stand and gave Denise a quick kiss on the cheek and left as quickly as he'd arrived.
Ass cheek?
Denise slowly shut the door behind him with her heart beating intensively. Harry could be so unobservant, she thought. What an asshole for an art critic. No, I'm just thinking of the fact that he came in there, saw her dressed up like this, and was like, oh, where are my fucking keys? And then grabbed them, gave her a little kiss, and then left, and not even be like, you look pretty, just bye.
No wonder she's dressing up for the delivery man.
It sounds like a lavender marriage.
Lavender marriage is like boring, right?
Well, no, lavender means like he's gay, or one of them is gay, and so they're married to each other, but they're not like...
Ooh. Oh, I'd never heard that term before. I'm going to use it now.
Hold on. I think that's what it is. If it's not, then maybe I'm stupid and we might have to cut that out. Because I think that's what it is. It's like a...
Lord forbid we look uneducated on this podcast.
Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. A marriage where one or both partners are not heterosexual, but they marry a person of the opposite sex to conceal their true sexual orientation. That's what it is.
Oh, well,
so it is right. Like exactly, yeah.
So we don't have to cut it out. Yay!
Yay! I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's what it's called because I've heard people like say that before. Okay. Denise tottered her way back to the kitchen and made herself a Bloody Mary. She collapsed into the low-slung, comfortable settee. What the fuck is that? In which she practiced her illicit art and slowly settled herself down after her husband's shop visit. He's so fucking stupid.
I know. She's like, well,
But
damn.
it's making me think that maybe, like, it is kind of like that. Like, they're, like, together, but not really.
Harry and Bill are gonna touch each other. They're gonna explore each other's private.
That'd be really funny.
Areas.
Bill parked his van outside number 59 Shaftesbury Avenue, as it was as close as he could get to his delivery address of number 79 as Miss Bloom's. Bill unconsciously steeled himself as Miss Bloom's, or Denise, as she insisted he call her, was one of those American women who always got what they wanted. So she's a spoiled bitch, is what we're hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Usually it was a tight stockings, but today it was a mixture of dry goods and a large bottle of baby oil. No! No, can I tell you something funny? Okay. We went to, like, a hibachi last night. You know, like, they cook that shit in front of you? Well, the guy poured baby oil on the rice, and he goes, put the baby oil, no diddy. And
That's immediately what I thought of, too. I was just like, oh, should I say that?
I was like,
Oh, it's like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. The baby oil was unusual, because as far as he knew, the Blooms didn't have a baby. He's a fucking idiot.
Oh, it's almost like baby oil isn't just used for children, dumb fuck. What is wrong with him?
Bill took the pre-packed
This is why he
crate
needs a
from
sex
the van,
therapist.
locked up and sauntered up to number 79's footpath and pushed the doorbell. Sorry, I'm slowly moving into a country accent as we're going down.
Hello, Miss Denise.
A now well intoxicated Denise staggered on to her feet and swayed her way down the hallway to the front door. I'm still imagining she's in those heels and she's gonna eat shit on the concrete when she's like,
hey girl, you're so pretty.
oh my teeth. She's fucking busting on the concrete.
I want a hot dog real bad.
When stiff Bloody Mary had become 3 as the realization of how close her husband had chanced on discovering her secret and extremely mischievous sex life finally dawned upon her. So she got drunk because she was afraid her husband might find out that she's a whore.
Me getting drunk while I wait for my Amazon package.
After checking the peephole, sorry.
The peephole?
I said it because look at how it's printed right here. Peephole.
People. People.
And confirming in her own mind that it wasn't her husband back to check up on her, Denise pulled the sheer satin material back, revealing her tits, and pushed her thong down that little bit further. Bill was going to get the full treatment, she drunkenly thought as she opened the door to fully allow the laden Bill through. Well, what do you know? She slurred. Oh, she's fucking, okay.
So she's really, you gotta do your drunk voice.
I'm sorry.
Your best drunk
Well, what do you know? She slurred. It's my favorite delivery man, Bill, from Harold's Emporium. Just follow me and no touching my ass. Denise laughed at her own drunken wit as Bill, with both hands full of crate, followed her warily towards the kitchen. He'd never seen Miss Bloom's pissed before and wondered what on earth was... He thinks she's mad? Or does he mean she literally pissed herself?
No, okay. Pissed in Britain means drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of confusing.
Okay, sorry about that. No doubt all would be revealed shortly. Not that, to come to think of it much more, I was just thinking about, like, she was so drunk she pissed herself.
She's like, ah, and there's a trail of yellow.
That happened. No. When I...
Oh, God, Maddie.
I'm sorry. I keep breaking out into story while we're reading this, but, that's
what we're supposed to do.
That's part of it, right?
Yeah.
So, when me and my family went on a trip to California once, we were... So there's this Mexican restaurant, like, on this pier, right?
Yeah.
It's a really long pier, and, like, there's a bunch of shops and shit. So we went... It was late at night, and we went and ate at, like, this Mexican restaurant. And there's, like, an inside part, and there's an outside part.
Yeah.
So we're sat, like, outside, like, getting food and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bar, like, on the inside part.
Yeah.
And there's windows, obviously, because, it's a pier, and it's kind of like a party place.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, like, there's people in there, and there's, like, windows, big windows you can see both anyway. So, like, my mom, okay, she takes my niece to the bathroom, because they gotta go find it. And so me and my dad are sitting there at the table, and we're watching as this white blonde bitch that's obviously drunk out of her mind gets up on the table and starts dancing. But then, okay, so she keeps, like, dancing on the table, and her friends are trying to get her to come down.
No.
And she's in, like, jeans, and, well, she pissed her pants. Like, there's pee all over her legs, and, like, she's obviously shit-faced. And she keeps trying to hit on this guy, and he keeps trying to, like, push her away, 'cause... And, like, her friends keep trying to get her to drink water, and she doesn't want it. And so, me and my dad are, like, fucking cracking up. at this girl. And then so my mom and my niece come back and we're like, you gotta see this bitch.
Look at this bitch. She's
yeah,
pissed.
yeah, like, look at this bitch. And then my mom was like, oh my god, that's the girl that we saw on the way to the bathroom. like she shoved my mom out of the way to go to the bathroom, and she like apparently she forgot to take her pants down.
What a bitch.
And so she just like pissed herself and then came out and was like dancing and stuff. And at the very end, her friends dragged her out of the bar, put her in a car while she was screaming, and then took her home. It was just she literally peed all down
I feel like
herself.
her name is like Kristen. No, they call her Piston.
I don't know if she'll ever live that down.
She never will.
Because we weren't the only ones that saw it, probably. But it was just like a really fun, family trip.
That's funny.
Okay, now I forgot where the fuck I'm at.
She's like, don't touch my ass.
Denise staggered across the kitchen in her stiletto heels and threw herself onto the settee, shouting, "Whoa, cowboy! Put those tootin' pickin' vittles on the shelf and come and have a drink with me. Denise, your old sex buddy." Bill winced and knew this was going to be bad.
He's like, oh,
real
God.
bad, as Denise might say. His father's voice shouted out in his head, "The customer is always right. Keep them happy and you'll go home with a big paycheck." Denise raised her ass and removed her skippy thong with a theatrical flourish. "Show me your 6 gun, Bill.
What?
I need a good shootout."
Oh, wow, that's so hot.
I read that and immediately got the ick.
Like, pull out your gun and shoot my brains out, Bill. God.
Bill slowly removed his clothes
He's so uncomfortable.
and
He's
stood
like,
over Denise Blooms, his cock hardening all the time. Oh, he's not into it, but he's hard immediately.
I'm just
Fuck.
imagining him like crying, like he's taking a cold up. He's like,
She reached up to it and brought it to her mouth as she started to suck greedily. Bill turned a deep beetroot red. This was the first time Miss Blooms had ever gone anywhere near his cock with her mouth. She must be truly pissed.
she went near it with something else, like her asshole or something.
But Bill remembered his father's mantra and started to fuck her mouth and throat with long, slow thrusts. Denise gagged regularly in between hiccups, but gamely stuck to her objective.
She's gonna throw up her Bloody Mary all over.
Bill knew she couldn't keep it up and decided he'd get her orgasming. He knew from experience that a couple of good orgasms might knock her out, meaning he could return to the depot where Beatrice would be waiting for him. He's still thinking about Beatrice. After all, it was a good quiz night at their local, The Crooked Man.
What gives a fuck about that?
Oh my god, that's the end of the fucking chapter.
That is so stupid. Okay, well, I guess next time we'll be reading chapter 12. What's chapter 12
Oh, no,
called?
it's chapter 11.
Chapter 11. What's chapter 11 called?
Pizza night.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. They're gonna be...
I don't like how I got cut off there. Like,
It's very annoying. It's very cliffhanger-y.
I know they do it for a reason, but like that was very like it led up to a bunch of shit and then it kind of
nothing happened. Like, that is so blue lips. It jammed my clam.
Okay, so what did we think about chapter 10?
Fucking sucked.
I
I liked the banter between us. That's it. It was just like Denise was like, "Oh, my husband hates me. I'm gonna drink now." And that's all that happened. And then like
Bill's like and then fucks her.
violently, and then she's like,
She just started sucking his dick. It doesn't really go any farther than that.
It just starts hiccuping on it. Nothing sexier than hiccuping on a dick.
Give him that.
Give him that hic hic.
No, that hot. You know what I'm talking about.
Hawk to her.
Yeah. I hate it.
Hick to her.
I know.
Okay, this is our longest episode so far. Love that for us. Okay, tune in next time. Bye.
Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. Hi,
Last
guys.
time, this girl...
Last time.
This girl wore a Walmart bag, and then she fucked Bill, kind of. And now it's pizza night.
No, imagine in this chapter it just skips that entire what happened last time and it's just him, he's with Beatrice now.
Oh my god, no, he's like, oh, 2 hours later, it's pizza night in Barbie's Bitch House tonight, apparently. So, we're gonna read it. Chapter 11, Pizza Night. For once in his life, Bill was on time. Denise had passed out pretty quickly after her 4th mouthful of cock.
So did he, like, 4 times? Or, because I don't really think a man can do that so much, can he?
I have no idea. He gently took her upstairs, undressed her. Well, not really, as it was only her heels he had to bother about, and slipped her into a modest negligee. It was the best he could do, and making certain she was snoring gently, Bill let himself out the front door. It was pizza night, and the only downside was Beatrice wouldn't be there. He'd really miss her burgeoning conspiracy theories about his father's new fling, Carmen Maria da Silva. Beatrice could be so convincing when she found a subject she believed in. Bill reckoned she'd do just great as an investigative journalist with the Mirror or the Irish Times. Kovac is coming back. Kovac slapped Bill warmly on the back as he entered the office. "You're early. What's that?" "Hi, Kovac. Well, for once, everything ran to schedule," said Bill, laughing at the outlandish nature of what he just said. How is that at all outlandish? Nothing had ever ran to schedule in Bill's delivery job so far. His myriad clients had assured that. "So you're on for pizza night. I'm not gonna do that voice. So you're on for pizza night. Bet you that Janice will make sure the kitchen gives you double toppings and no garlic, from what I've heard." "What do you mean no garlic?"
What the fuck you mean, no garlic?
"What do you mean no garlic?" said Bill, blushing. "What do you mean no garlic?" "There you go, Bill. That embarrassed skin color is all the proof I need."
That embarrassed skin color?
Kovac laughed again and went to print out Bill's next day's morning deliveries. "Oh, hi, Bill," shouted Delilah from across the office. "Are you good for pizza tonight?" "Absolutely. Never been more hungry." As Bill's mind cleared itself of the swimming visions of Denise shoving his cock down her throat for the 4th time. "Shan't be having pepperoni, though."
Shan't be having pepperoni.
Shan't be having a pepperoni, though. Bill's mind immediately switched to a sex shrink. Dr. Stud.
Dr. Stud.
Doc Stud. She was certainly a good-looking and interesting woman, he thought. Bill shook his head. What was he letting his mind do? She was a professionally qualified woman with degrees and diplomas and such. He certainly didn't have to enlighten her about his job activities. Never mind his present fear of pepperoni pizza.
Damn.
What the fuck? This dialogue sucks. Bill pushed his thoughts out of his mind and went to talk to Delilah. At least she was ordinary, if Australian. I knew she was Australian. A temporary driver, she was just passing through and was only working to get some cash together for the next stage of her world adventure. She'd achieved all her objectives in the British Isles, having had dubious sex.
Dubious sex?
With a Southern Irishman, a Northern Irishman, a Scotsman, Welshman, and lastly an Englishman. She had sex with a bunch of different people, and was now hungry to get to Europe and put a few more notches on her belt before returning sated to Australia. However, Delilah wanted Bill before she left, and still hadn't achieved her objective. Unfortunately, she'd learned like her colleagues that Bill Badger worked all the time. It was virtually impossible to get a hold of him on his own. And if he did, he'd talk incessantly about bloody Beatrice and Dispatch.
Oh, they fucking hate Beatrice. They're like, fuck you, bitch.
They're like, fuck you, bitch. It's my turn. Delilah was not stupid, even though she might have been craving sex with Bill. She'd been there on steak night when Janice, the pub manageress, had whisked Bill upstairs and had her wicked way with him. Delilah had thought long and hard about her problem and decided that the only way to get to Bill was through his job, and that meant through his customers. She's gonna kill his customers. She's like, has this evil plot. She's like, I'm gonna get fucked.
I'm gonna get fucked.
Even if I have to kill some bitches. She had correctly deduced that Bill had a severe problem. He couldn't say no. And that was Delilah's key and Bill's weakness. Delilah's gonna be an evil bitch. The past 2 weeks had been one of hectic work for Delilah. She'd not only done her own job, but she'd kept tabs on Bill, noting his deliveries, where he lost time and what type of orders he delivered to the clients, where he spent longer than was necessary just to do the job. Delilah knew the secrets of oysters and other sexual foods like cucumbers. So she intelligently concentrated her research on customers who had them delivered. When Delilah had approached Bill that pizza night, she was searching for the final pieces of her jigsaw, which would enable her to finalize her plan of seduction. She's about to put them all in a saw trap. Bill, you must come 5 times. And every time you come, you save one of your customers. If you don't, they all die by getting drowned in squirt. Let the games begin. So, Bill, tell me about your most difficult female customer. I just need some guidance as the Australian ambassador's wife has taken a liking to me, if you know what I mean. Bill laughed. He liked Delilah, and he knew it was reciprocal in a nice sort of way, not a Janice sort of way. Oh boy, I could tell you some stories, Delilah, but you know, it sort of goes with the job. Father, sorry, Mr. Harold, always says to me the client is always right. Give them what they want and come home with a big paycheck. Bill smiled at Delilah, who was looking puzzled. Tell you what, I'll give a better explanation when we're eating pizza. Delilah gushed, oh, Bill, that would be awesome. Real live names and such. Your tips on how not to offend powerful women would come in really useful. Maybe, maybe not. Come on, let's get to the crooked man before it rains. Delilah stuck like glue to Bill that evening in the Crooked Man. She felt she was so close to getting a name she could work with, and she was so determined to get it. She even had the same pizza as Bill. How is having the same pizza as Bill going to give her the information she needs? Delilah hated anchovies, but that night she feted Bill so hard she even agreed to double toppings. With 3 pints of Kentish ale and a large pizza inside his belly, Bill was in a talkative mood as Delilah had ever seen him. She'd even managed to successfully divert the attention of Janice and manager... Hold on. She managed to successfully divert the attentions of Janice the manageress in the toilet, where Delilah had subtly stumbled and unintentionally headbutted her and given Janice a bloody nose. Delilah's fucking shit up, Addie. Unintentionally headbutted her and given Janice a bloody nose. She's a fucking menace. With all distractions out of the way, Delilah skillfully guided their ramblings onto the names of his most demanding customers. Well, of course, and you've not heard this from me, Delilah, my most demanding customer is always my newest. Madame Duchamps. Oh, she's back. I've never seen such an appetite for oysters. Oh, God, I'm remembering when he ate the oysters out of her.
No.
If you know what I mean. In fact, between you and me, she's my last delivery on Saturday afternoon. I've managed to squeeze her in because she wanted a repeat order. It should be a simple drop and run, but, Bill hiccuped, she has one hell of a cellar. Full of handcuffs, whips, and of course a set of stocks and really decent tits. Not forgetting, of course, a neatly shaven vagina. She has, well, everything, he finished lamely. At the mention of stocks, tits, and shaven vagina, Delilah pricked her ears up. Like a cat. She's like, ooh.
She's like, ooh.
Ooh. Madame Duchamp sounded like a good option to nail Bill, and perhaps have some fun with the French woman if she could ever convince her to play ball. But Bill, that's great. What would you do in my situation with the ambassador's wife? Delilah had cleverly moved Bill away from his biggest piece of information and was now laying as much smoke screen as she could. She'd gotten her name. Now she'd get a few others, and with a bit of luck, some advice on her pretend problem. Delilah, as I said before, it goes with the job. I've got a Mrs. Bloom's husband has a big job in journalism, but she's American. She can be so demanding. But when she gets what she wants, she's so kind. Between you and me, she lets me fit her stockings, even when she's totally naked. I mean, how trusting is that? Delilah laughed. She'd had enough. 2 names were better than she'd ever expected, but Bill was now well pissed and not yet finished.
He's like telling everyone their secrets.
He's like, yeah, they do this.
I fucked this bitch.
I fucked her. She lives on blah, 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 blah. But the best customer I've got is Mrs. Forsyth. She runs a big charity somewhere in town, I think. She asks me about everything, and she wears terribly nice clothes. Bill admitted to say that there weren't many of them on her body whenever he delivered, but he reckoned Delilah had already gotten that message. So your advice is, Bill, to give them what they want and they'll come back for more. Yes, Delilah, that's it in a nutshell. Now I'm having my last pint. Do you want some from the bar? No thanks, Bill. I've got an early start, unless you want to come back to my place for a coffee. Bill smiled and said, thanks, Delilah, but, well, you know, busy day tomorrow. I understand, Bill. There's always a tomorrow. Good night. With that parting shot, Delilah left Bill and went home to plan her coup d'etat. I sound like such a filthy American. Coup d'etat for Saturday afternoon. Madame Duchamp was the elusive key. With Bill Badger making his last delivery of the week, this would be the day of her resignation from Harold's Emporium. That is the end of the chapter. Damn it.
We get cut off like twice.
He's just like, I'm gonna jam their clams. Chapter 12 is called The Duchamp Cellar.
Oh no.
Damn, you get the chapter where, because I love doing her voice. So if need be, I'll have you try and do the voice I do for her. I think it'll be funny. So, what did we think of the chapter? I thought it was boring as fuck.
It's kind of boring. I'm hoping that there's like a big thing at the end. Because we're almost kind of near the end of the book, I would think.
There's like 30 pages left and like nothing has happened. Besides
so like something big I feel like has to happen. And if it doesn't, I will definitely be like, fuck this.
Book 2, whenever that comes out.
But there is book 2 coming out eventually.
I feel like Rocky will read it on his podcast first. I kind of hope he just releases it so we can read it on here. And I hope it's a different color, because I like having different colored books. I'm fun. Is that the president?
Probably.
We're just drinking porn while the president's campus is walking around. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.